watching our video.
Yes. It's been a rainy day here.
Yes, it's true.
But we're outside anyways.
Yeah, which is vacation.
Exactly.
So, hopefully we could start this video and we could talk about being an American brat.
Whoa.
Yes. I'm not one of them, but you are.
I guess I am.
Okay, so, my dear, we will have like 5 different like topics about that, about living abroad, and I want you that you like compare it a little bit, like what do you see right now in Poland, like in Europe, and what is usual for you in America. Okay, so first of all, it's about lifestyle. Is it different? And if it's yes, it's why, and what's different between, and if it's no, you can say it why, and give an example.
So there's a lot of things that are very similar between
People.
Yeah, people are always so exactly. Which is like, I think that's the beautiful thing about being abroad, is seeing those similarities. And like, people are just people, and like people are people everywhere,
And have their own problems.
Absolutely, everybody has problems everywhere. Everybody has joys and successes everywhere. It's like, I don't know,
Work,
humanity.
yeah.
But there's also some like fundamental like differences of just like walking on the street, you know. In America, it's common to smile at people you don't know, but like here, that's scary. Everywhere here, like the food, for example, like there's cabbage and everything. There's been cabbage and Mexican food. That makes me very confused. There's cabbage and Chinese food.
Yeah, everywhere.
Also very confused still. Yeah, there's cabbage and everything.
Cabbage.
Polish people have a beautiful ability to use potato in ways I could never have imagined. Like ziemniaki, potato, my mind has been blown a million times over and over and over.
Everywhere, just everywhere desserts.
In America, it's mainly just fries, but like here you have pierogi, you have like, yeah, I don't know.
We can, for example, we can
dumplings.
do sweet potato.
Yeah, and there's sweet
Stuff like
potato.
that.
There's also fries here, fritki. Yeah. So there's differences, definitely.
Okay.
Language is scary.
Yeah. What do you feel when you like? What do you feel when you came first and hear like Polish language? How it was for you?
Fear. No, I'm just kidding. I think I'd heard Polish before. I had some Polish friends back in America too, so it wasn't a big shock.
Okay.
And I'd lived abroad too before. I think if I hadn't lived abroad, it would feel very different. But yeah, I've lived in France for like a year. I'd spent some time in Israel. And yeah. So it sounds kind of a mix between like Chinese and Russian, and like I don't know. It sounds interesting, but
Interesting. Okay.
it's also beautiful. Like there's some moments where I'm like, okay, Polish is really beautiful, and other moments where I'm like, I'm scared.
It's a fact. Okay. I'm not so scared about the English language. Okay. Politics. We know that like I remember that one time you saying that people like when you like move, for example, Israel, and people in Israel have different opinions about your country and this whole stuff. And I want to ask you about influence. How the influence for example, for your life? Because I think it's a difference between, of course, like in Poland, we have like 2 different parties and they are opposite. Like it's the same, but how people get it, and maybe you see different between them or not different.
Like how I understand the Polish political system?
But no, in general, how people like, because I was thinking like that. Sometimes I feel that American politics like is everywhere because everyone's talking about it, everyone's now allowed.
Very true.
And for me, I could imagine only how you can feel that everyone's know a lot about like what happened and everyone's followed it, and you're involved in it without your agreement, like even without it. Like how do you feel with it?
I think I don't think Americans realize how much our politics shape the world. I don't know, it's really interesting because in 2016 I was living in France and I saw how like the election really affected the French people locally, and then like even being here in this past election between Trump and Biden, it was like really interesting just seeing the different reactions here in Poland.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think Americans realize how much our votes like really do shape the world, and also shape how other countries choose their politics.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. But yeah, it definitely. I always imagined I'd like go abroad and people would be like, "Oh, where's America? Like, what country are you from?" And maybe I was a little naive. But, like,
Okay.
But yeah.
Usually people know.
Yeah, no, everybody always knows. That's the first question I'm always asked. They're like, whoever's the president, like when it was Trump as the president, they're like, Trump, what do you think of Trump or whatever?
Yeah.
And I was like, Biden, what do you think of Biden? I was like, that's like the first thing I'm always asked when people find out I'm American. So I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, in addition to the politics, like America take a lot of parts in the wars, different wars.
Yeah.
And you know, and if we compare it to Poland, like Poland don't have like any like wars like, officially, don't take it officially take part in some war. So what's the difference between? Because I know that like in the Poland, if you wanna be a soldier, it's okay. It's like your decision, and you could be, and it's like profession. What about like US? Is it like really important to be a soldier? Is it give you some permission? And like usually, how do you see comparing to the Poland about war and about America? How it's like work?
Yeah, I think like I've known people who've gone into the military. I've had some family in the military too. So it's definitely looked at highly upon of like, you know, if you're gonna go fight for our country and yeah. So it's definitely very respected to fight in our military. It's definitely a big option because college is really expensive in America, and like the military will actually pay for you to go to college in a lot of circumstances.
Oh, great!
So it's like a really good, it's like a kind of like a win-win situation. So a lot of people do, and most of our presidents have actually served in the military as well.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like oftentimes, not every president has, but
usually
many have done some type of military service.
Like usually, like Polish presidents, I don't believe that.
Yeah, it's also like the president is also like the head of. He's the head of the military. I can't remember.
Really?
Yeah, but he's like considered like one of the.
Okay, yeah. In Berlin it's the same, but
Yeah.
even about it, they like usually presidents like they take photos.
I mean, they do take photos. Yeah. But
Okay.
But like for example, like in Israel, like everybody serves in the IDF. Like,
Yeah, I know.
Like almost everybody, you know, you have to serve in the IDF, which makes a lot of sense. Like for
Yeah.
Israel, but like for America, it's not required. It's
Great. Okay. Now we're gonna to the one of the most interesting for me part. It's about mentality.
Oh.
What's the different about mentality between like Europe, Eastern Europe, and like America, US?
I don't know what the biggest thing I can think of mentality right now. I think in Poland there's more of like a traditional like, but I also don't think that's like that's not everybody though. That's not everywhere here either. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like the mentalities are kind of changing everywhere though right now.
Okay,
So I feel like
so we cannot say that like here is like that, here is like that.
yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. For me, I'm feeling like difference between, for example, what you say and how you say it. This word, how you use it. What word are you using? Like between Polish people, like in the difference. Yeah, because for me, like even about like loving yourself, like Polish people, I'm feeling that they ashamed more about their bodies, what they say. You know, it's like. Like for example, when someone says that you look great, mostly people say, "Oh no, it's not true."
Oh yeah,
but
that happens in America though too.
But when you came here, I was just like, for example, when our friends like Brian, he always said, "No, Julia, say yes." Thank you. Like, come on, it's a fact. Like, what are you doing? I was like, what? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I think it depends on the person. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it depends on the person.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So ending, the last part I prepared is the churches, because I'm thinking that what would you say? Like, the difference about churches, like I think that they are more different like communities in the U.S. than in Poland.
So it's a little different because America is primarily Protestant for those who are Christian, because there's growing atheist. There's a growing atheist percentage in America right now. But I think after that, like, it is like Protestant, like evangelical. So there's a lot of different denominations within the Protestant church. I think there's over 30,000. I think it's like 33,000.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of different types of churches in that way. And I was Protestant and converted to Catholicism, and so I think that's like the big difference is like in Poland it's very like Roman Catholic, and there's also like the very Polish Catholic, like Our Lady of Częstochowa, St. like St. Maximilian Kolbe. So there's also like a very like there's like JP2. There's like that very there's
JP2.
Yeah, that's like the shortened. Now you know. Now you know. But yes, there's a very like Polish Catholic culture like in that way. It's like I don't know. I don't know if I can think of any American saints. I'm so sure there are American saints, but like I don't know. There's like a different culture to that here.
Okay. So, thank you so much for answering for all my questions.
Yes, and now you'll have to answer questions.
Oh.
That'll be the next video.
That will be the next video. Next video will be about like Eastern part and compare it with the US part. So please follow us. Please like send your opinion what we're doing, and please enjoy this video and see you soon. Bye bye.